Uh,
Hola, bienvenido.
Buongiorno.
What? How many languages are we to speak tonight?
That's all I got.
Oh, konnichiwa. Hello. We're drunk. This is a fucking drunk quickie. This is KG. This is me, and we're gonna talk to you about Alien Covenant. Just a quick note here. This is a full spoiler review. If you haven't seen this movie yet and you don't want to know what happens, please stop watching right now. Like, click pause, go watch the movie, come back and watch this.
Get the fuck off the YouTubes.
Go watch the movie.
Because we're going to spoil a little bit.
We're gonna spoil a lot.
I'm not going to go through the whole fucking movie.
No, but you're going to know how it ends and you're going to know the shit that happens by the time you're done watching this. And I gotta say, we have a lot of shit to say about this movie, both good and not so good. There are multiple shit talkers getting ready to happen in this spoiler review. So, right now, you have your moment. Stop watching if you do not want spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Alien Covenant. Moderate disappointment. Like I said earlier, I was kind of more impressed by the reclinable seats than I was the movie.
Okay.
I was. And I was really disappointed at that. Because I'm a big Alien fan.
Why were you disappointed?
Multiple reasons. First of all, I was disappointed because I did not gather enough information. I felt like I got enough actual information for about half of a movie. I think they could have given me a lot more. But again, I'm a thinker, so I like lots of shit. Give me everything. I want to know everything. I totally understand we have more movies coming. That's awesome. However, there are so many questions left unanswered that I didn't feel fulfilled or satisfied at all. It was...
And you don't think that you would be pleased learning in other movies? Maybe just to be patient for a while?
I get that. I totally get that. I am in this industry of writing and storytelling. I totally understand what it's like to have cliffhangers. I get, the pacing of stories and stuff. I totally understand all of that stuff. However, I felt unfulfilled. It is great sex without a finish, is what I felt like I had. Are you fucking kidding me? Why do I not know this? Why don't I know that? Why don't I have this information? We'll start from the beginning. Opening scene. I love James Franco. And I heard he was going to be in this movie. He's fucking awesome. And if you haven't seen the little, whatever they're calling that?
It's called The Last Supper.
Like the prologue?
They were little preview clips,
trailers. It wasn't a preview because it wasn't in the movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, go look it up on YouTube. It's like the prologue.
Yeah, they call it The Last Supper. It's called The Last Supper.
Okay. So look that up. That's the only time you actually get to see James Franco
doing any kind of acting. So it's everyone hanging out, having a good time before they go into hypersleep.
Yes. Yeah. That's James Franco's big part. Otherwise, he's in a fucking hyper sleep chamber thing, and he meets his untimely demise.
But we have to remember who's in this.
Yeah, it's Danny McBride.
They're buddies.
That's great, and he did a great job. However, I was really looking forward to seeing even a little bit of James Franco. But if you haven't seen this little prologue clip, you'll have no idea that James Franco's even in the movie because honestly, he's just in this fucking hypersleep chamber.
You saw James Franco.
But if you're not
he was well done.
So if you're not a super fan, if you don't recognize James Franco's immediate facial features, you might not even know that it's him.
Well, it looks like the smoking guy from Beetlejuice that's in the chair. And they get done with him.
Yeah, mostly.
They want to smoke?
Yeah. I completely agree with you. He might even be the same guy. I have no idea.
Maybe.
He's waiting for Juno, his caseworker.
So what else? What else do you have?
So beyond that, all of a sudden we're just like, hey, there's this like kind of inhabitable planet like 2 weeks away. Either we could go to this planet, or we can travel 7 years to this other planet, which we've already mapped out. Okay, we already know what's supposed to be there.
But devil's advocate here. We just had a major accident while we were in hypersleep.
We did.
Would you be scared to go back to sleep after what just happened?
Sure.
We just had a major catastrophe.
Sure.
Your lead captain, just got incinerated in his fucking pod. Would you want to go someplace that's 2 or 3
why?
weeks away?
Why was he?
Or
They
go
never
back?
even explained why he was incinerated. I have no idea why he was incinerated.
There was a malfunction on the ship. They lost.
Yeah, I get
a
that,
couple
but
dozen,
nobody else
colonists.
was incinerated. It was just him. Why was his pod incinerated?
Something malfunctioned.
Okay, so they passed through some kind of electronic something or other, which I feel like I would like for that to be something.
It was like a magnetic field or something like that.
And they said that it was
Nebula or
random.
some shit.
They called it random. But I don't know. If it were my story, it wouldn't be random. I would say it's random, but it's not random. So in my mind, I like to think that there was something more, and they're going to explain that later in the future. I would like to think that there was some reason behind all that.
Maybe a synthetic cocksucker that
Maybe
shot something off.
Maybe it could happen. I think so.
Son of a
Absolutely.
bitch.
So beyond that, we're like, okay, all right, we're gonna. This planet looks okay. It's got all the shit that we have on Earth. All this
It's
stuff.
habitable.
We haven't mapped it out. We don't know the terrain. We don't know the habitat. We don't know the creatures who are living on it. We don't know any of this stuff, but we're going to land on it anyway. We're going to land on it in the fucking water, and then we're going to trudge through 3 fucking feet of water until we get to dry land.
Oh, come on. It was like 15 feet.
It does no. I 3 feet.
I know, but it was like 15 feet long.
It doesn't matter. There could be like bacteria, skin-eating bacteria in that water, and they didn't know any of that shit. They just plunked down into it.
There was bacteria there.
Oh, there was clearly a bacteria. But when they fucking first come off that ship, I'm like, there is absolutely zero way, unless it was like a 100% emergency, that any scientist or astronaut in their right mind would say, hey, let's plunk down on this planet and then trudge through this fucking water we don't even know what it's made of. They knew that it was habitable. They knew that it had breathable air, and they knew that it was Earth-like. That's all they knew. It was a fucking a pit stop. You don't know. It'd be like stopping at some fucking little shithole corner store on your way somewhere because you ran out of gas, and you get a burrito and then you get the shits. Why the fuck would you stop there and get a goddamn burrito? Nobody wants to eat the burrito.
Because much in the same way of Prometheus and Alien, it's kind of protocol if you have some type of transmission from a planet to go investigate it. And that's what happened.
There was a transmission.
And they did do a scan.
They did.
They're like, it is habitable.
It is. My big problem was they landed in the water. Great. Then we're going to put our fucking feet in the water.
They did switch the ship to amphibious
They
mode.
did. Great. That was smart. The woman, the female pilot was smart, and she did all of that. I appreciate all of that stuff. However, they put their fucking feet in this water. There is nothing. There is no money. There is no alcohol. There is nothing on this planet or any other planet for that matter, that could make me put my feet in that fucking water without somebody else telling me what lives in that water first. I don't even put my feet in my own fucking lake that's 30 miles away without knowing what's in that fucking water.
This is true.
It wouldn't happen. And that right there, I was like, oh yeah, right.
So you really haven't came around, because we saw this movie about a little more than 24 hours
We
ago.
did.
You haven't really came around to it yet. That's what you're saying.
Okay. Overall, I liked the movie.
Yeah.
I'll watch it again. I will absolutely watch it again. It is part of the franchise that I love. But there were quite a few, I'm not going to say a lot, there were quite a few things in that movie that either took me out of the movie or made me say, are you fucking kidding me? Who is writing this? Who's doing this? Whose idea was this to think of this? And why didn't they think, hello, this isn't going to actually happen?
Yeah.
And that happens to me in a lot of movies, though, that I feel that way. Like this might not actually happen. I wonder if there's research done on that. But that aside, I liked a lot of other parts. A lot of other parts.
What did you like? Because we can just go through what you liked, what you didn't like, and then I can share my parts.
Or we could just, talk about it together.
Well, we're obviously going to disagree.
We're going to disagree.
Because my feelings have changed.
You love the Alien franchise a little bit more than I do.
You know as well as I do, when I walked out of the movie theater last night, I felt like I set the bar a little bit too high, and I was a little bit disappointed. Yeah. However, taking some time, probably about 10, 11 o'clock this morning, I figured out it's like, really in the grand scheme of things, all the shitty movies that you've got in the Alien franchise over the last 15, 20 years,
Yeah.
you got a pretty good movie last night. So
it was good. It was, like I said before, it is not the Attack of the Clones of Alien franchise.
We're gonna talk about some things that
hold your horses, hold on tight, because we're about to get fucking real.
Things that I like, since I haven't really got to share.
Yeah,
I've just been going on a mind-blowing tangent.
Sorry.
Here, I'd say we're pretty equal in this franchise. Like, we're both pretty big fans.
Yeah, we're
been
equally
waiting
knowledgeable.
For months for this fucking movie.
He is. Yeah.
And in the it's hard to explain. So in like being a fan and the expectations and everything, to me it delivered. But well, I'm just gonna share what I liked first.
Okay.
So I thought that what's her name, Catherine Waterston as Daniels.
Agree.
Was really good in this movie.
Agree. Totally agree.
They built up her character well. At first I wasn't a fan. She just seemed kind of weak and didn't really have a storyline.
All right, so since we're totally spoiler, she fucking watched her husband burn to a crisp. She's not weak.
Well, her husband was James Franco.
Her husband was James Franco. I'm sorry, this is full spoiler. Stop now if you don't want to know anymore. She watched her husband burn to a crisp. I could only imagine, and some days wistfully imagine, what that would be like to watch my husband burn to a crisp. It would be
she's actually
difficult.
The only one that objected to the newly appointed captain not to go to this planet.
Yeah.
When they found out that it was habitable and all this, she was like, no, let's go back to sleep. Do you think this is a good idea? We don't have enough information, blah, 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 blah. And I think what it came down to is that pretty much everyone on the crew pretty much took a vote and said, we don't want to run the risk of going back to sleep after the malfunctions that happened. So they decided to set foot on this planet. Another thing that I like, surprise to me, Danny McBride. I really thought that he was going to be
super surprised,
cheesy comic relief,
just this like stoner dude inside, but he wasn't.
I didn't get that from him.
No.
I mean, he had a couple cheesy
He's a funny guy.
one-liners in the movie, but are like good, and they kind of fit the moment, because there are a few parts, including his character, some of the shit that he goes through, that are really intense and emotional scenes, and some of the stuff that he says, you're kind of like, oh, okay, just a little running joke.
Well, dude, I mean, like, even just in the Alien franchise in general, there are quips. Mm-hmm. It has its humor. It has its little things that are funny or that are lighthearted. And I think he played a good big role in that, but a lot of other people did too. The
star of the show, Michael Fassbender. This guy.
Dude, our synthetic, our droid.
He's playing David. He's playing Walter.
There was seriously parts where I was questioning myself whether or not I really knew that this was the same person.
He deserves some type of, I know the Aliens, maybe for like cinematography, because that's another thing. This movie, the cinematography in this movie is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Some of the settings, absolutely gorgeous, just like how Prometheus was. Some of the shots in Prometheus are like breathtaking, and it's the way Ridley Scott works the camera. Something with space,
the dynamic.
When you're in space, you feel like you're in space, and you feel like you're falling. It's the way the camera is. You feel like you're right there.
Like there's no up and there's no down.
Yeah, and he does the same thing dealing with terrain. So you feel like you're standing in a meadow, you're looking at all this. And that's the feeling that you get when you watch this movie. And it was beautiful. And I knew they did some CG with like the sets and stuff, but most of the stuff was like practical effects, on scene shooting.
Like on location stuff.
On location. But that's what I liked. I really liked that Fassbender as David and Walter in this movie, having conversations with himself, acting against himself, different accents, different plot points, different agendas, different heights.
Different. I mean, like even just the facial features and stuff themselves. There's some points that you're like, wait, is this the same? This is the same dude, right? You start questioning your own knowledge that this is the same person.
Like I said, the guy deserves some type of an award.
Something.
I don't know. Something.
There's some kind of.
He's just amazing, and he was amazing.
A droid reward or something.
He was amazing in Prometheus too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this does, like, if you've seen Prometheus, and you should, before you watch this movie, it won't make any sense.
Just to clarify, this is a sequel to Prometheus and a prequel to Alien, the 1979 movie.
Yes. You get kind of a timeline of how things evolve and how things... I don't even have to say things. How the xenomorph evolves.
And
I keep forgetting we're doing a full spoiler.
And the creator.
Yeah, the creator of the xenomorphs.
It was David.
Yeah.
And that's confirmed by Ridley Scott that David...
And the reason he did it was because he was bucking against Wayland. He was bucking against the oh God, what's his name? The head of the Wayland Industries.
Well, it's played by Guy Ritchie. The
Guy Ritchie character, whatever his first name is anyway. The Wayland dude, he was like, fuck you, I'm not gonna fucking answer to you. I am not subservient to you.
Look,
and
give me some tea.
Yeah, right? And he's like, fuck you.
He's like, so you die, I live forever. But I'll get your tea, but I'll be around.
But I serve you, and I think that kind of goes back to just artificial intelligence in and of itself. Is that once artificial intelligence can create, then they become their own species.
Oh, and David creates.
Oh, he creates. He creates fucking big time.
And I love these guys, my xenomorphs.
The Zines.
But there's a species.
The puffer doesn't work as well in this one.
She's old.
She's an old bitch. She's like me. It's about 10 years younger than me.
There's a species in this movie called the neomorph. And instead of having a facehugger hatch out of an egg and attack a face...
Oh, that happens too.
To a plant. Oh, we get plenty of that.
Which I was concerned that I wasn't going to get, but we did get.
We get eggs, plants,
like a
pods that are planted on this planet that upon contact release spores.
Mm-hmm. And like an aerosol.
These spores can go through your nose, through your eyes, through your ears, through your mouth, through your ass if you're walking around
naked.
Bare-assed.
Yeah, if you have the cheeks out, it could go in your ass.
Essentially what you get in a very, very short amount of time.
I mean, like an hour.
I believe they called it a blood burster or a back burster, is a neomorph. Yes. And a neomorph is something that stands around 6.5 to 7 feet tall.
It's white.
Pale white.
But okay, so I was noticing though that it was white, like the engineers.
Yes.
So the engineers are white,
and this all goes.
It all goes back to Prometheus.
This all goes back to the black liquid.
From the
if you
fucking
watch Prometheus,
first 5 minutes
that we
of
still
Prometheus.
don't have the full details.
We don't know what that is, but we do know that whoever these engineers are, they're called engineers. They have
at the end of Prometheus.
Yes.
They end up going Elizabeth Shaw. Mm-hmm. And David, the head of David. They end up going to the homeworld. They call it Paradise of the Engineers.
Mm-hmm. It's called like Oregon.
We don't know how long it took or whatever, but if we remember, David had all those black fluid pods. He collected all those.
They look like vases.
They look like vases, like urns. And motherfucking David, he just fucking hits a trigger and he's like
fuck you guys.
All these engineers that are on Paradise, he just fucking drops it down.
Yeah.
And you got shit. It looks.
Well, they're like so
Pompeii.
excited because they see this.
They're like, oh,
like,
they're back.
He came back.
Yeah.
Well, because too, we know though that these engineers were probably what created
Us, yeah.
Humans.
Yeah.
From whatever creatures had been living here previously. So, I mean, that in and of itself is a cool story. I want to see that story. But obviously we didn't get that story.
We'll get it.
I hope. That's what I was hoping for.
Calm
we didn't get
your
that.
fucking tits.
We didn't get they're fucking party tits, dude. They're going crazy. These are like alien tits. I got like fucking extra shit coming out.
And point proven right now. If this movie sucked, we wouldn't even be having a discussion right now.
We wouldn't.
So there has to be something to this movie.
It was good. It was. I'm not even gonna say good. It was necessary. This movie was necessary. It was a bridge between what the events of Prometheus and what is to come in. Come on, help me. What's the next movie?
I forget.
Alien
something. Alien Awakening.
We're here with your movie reviews.
It's Alien something. I just heard
whatever the fuck it's called. It's the bridge. Covenant
but yes,
is the bridge.
I mean that's the thing. There's so many people bashing this movie. It's like just fucking be patient. You assholes that bitch to Ridley Scott. Oh, we need the xenomorph. We need the xenomorph. This Deacon guy at the end of Prometheus. Was it an alien? All this shit. And here you go, assholes. Ridley Scott gave you the fucking xenomorph. Don't bash it.
I honestly...
And you got the fucking neomorph out of it.
I wasn't complaining. I was not one of the ones that was complaining about Prometheus. I'm okay if I don't see the fucking this bitch until the third movie.
And the neomorph.
Okay. Why didn't we... Okay, that was another thing that kind of was
So we were kind of talking about it. So the pod...
Yeah.
And
you need to backtrack. This is what happens when we get drunk and we fucking just go off on a tangent.
The spores shoot out of the pod.
Yeah.
Eyes, nose, ears, mouth, asshole, whatever open.
Hole.
Whatever
any hole
orifice.
you have open.
And very quickly,
you grow a thing inside you.
Into a thing. But instead of a chest burster,
the motherfucker just digs right out your body.
It
doesn't just come out your back. It came out one motherfucker's back, but the other dude barfed one out. Yeah. It came out his mouth.
Like exploded his head, pretty much.
So it just kind of comes out however
it comes out where the fuck it wants.
I'm kind of glad that nobody shat one out. Although that would have been interesting.
But they're white, milky, translucent kind of.
I think that has to do with the fact...
And they start off really small. They were like...
Well, okay, so I was actually thinking that it had to do... I'm sure that their color has to do with the genetic makeup of the engineers.
Absolutely.
Because they have that translucent color. And that is one thing that irritated me, is that the engineers that we saw in Prometheus do not look as nearly as cool. I mean, the engineers looked way cooler as the engineers that we got in Covenant. They just looked like they had fucking white makeup on. I was kind of disappointed because the makeup effects that they did in Prometheus, I was so impressed, and I really felt like I was looking at an entirely different species, not people with fucking white makeup on.
Yeah. So we're introduced to the neomorph.
Yes, we are.
Which
has like an asshole mouth.
It has an asshole mouth, but when it opens up, it doesn't have the retractable inner mouth, but it just has like these large teeth and stuff.
And it has like these dicks on the back too.
One of them does.
Well, and we don't know.
It was like the back spikes.
That could be the difference between a male and a female, whatever.
But this thing just goes fucking ape shit. So you have two of these in the movie.
Yeah.
Fucking disintegrates this guy when it busts out of it. Kills a woman in there.
Oh my god, okay. And then it attacks somebody's face, and the fucking CGI is... I mean, it is so unbelievably bad. I was... So...
What do you mean attacked somebody's face?
Well, he was like... on that one... whoever's face. I can't remember who it was. I don't
Where he's all like crouched down?
Well, I don't know. Whatever the fuck was on that dude's face. I didn't remember who it was because I was so irritated with the fucking shitty CGI that I didn't even know who was on him.
I didn't know that you had a problem with the neomorph CGI.
Whatever thing was... Okay, so... when they were out in that field,
Yeah.
and it was night, and that thing comes out and it's like, and it attacks that whoever's face.
Mm-hmm.
It is like 1995 CGI, like shit CGI, not like fucking Jurassic Park CGI. This is like we're in 2017. Why does it look like it looks like something my kid drew?
It did come a little short. David somehow killed Elizabeth Shaw and had been fucking around.
Oh yeah, he had just dissected her, had been using her cells or
something.
DNA, whatever he was doing.
He was trying.
She was all filleted open.
Yeah, he was trying all different kinds of shit. So essentially, you're taking to his lair downstairs, and
it was pretty sick down there.
He has xenomorph eggs. Your classic alien egg.
What you see in the Alien movie.
And
fucking Facehugger.
The captain goes down there.
Yeah, and then David was like, I have something to show you.
I have something to show you.
Come on, take a look. And the whole time we're like, hello, there's a fucking Facehugger in there.
Know. We know.
Yeah.
Because we've been following this shit for 30 years.
We didn't have to talk to each other. We were just holding hands and we're like, yep.
Yep, fucking
Here
idiot.
Here it comes.
Yep.
And I knew it was coming, and of course it came.
And it got him.
It got him. And then we get our first chest burster.
Really fast, by the way.
I don't know about you.
Really fast.
But I was really excited when I got a chest burster.
But it wasn't a chest burster. It was a chest burster, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't the normal. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. But we weren't.
It wasn't a snake type chest burster.
It wasn't.
It was this little fella right here, a xenomorph, a protomorph.
But just a little guy. And he raised the roof.
But he was raising the roof.
He put his little hands up. Like
and David talked to him.
He did.
And he said, hey, smell you. I can feel you.
Yeah.
Raise the roof.
Yeah, and then he put his little droid hands up.
And he did.
They
the fucking alien, the xenomorph, he fucking put him up. He was like, hey. And he was so tiny. He was cute. And it was the worst CGI.
It was bad.
It was horrible. It was worse than anything like Sharknado or Piranhas.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Okay, so Sharknado had better CGI. Sharknado 4
it was horrible.
Has better CGI.
I don't know, and that's what's so frustrating with this movie is that when you think about the neomorphs, and then what we'll get to in a little bit, this little newborn alien was just fucking horrible. What they did with the fucking puppet in 1979 Chest Burster was 1,000 times better.
Dude, when they did
than whatever this fucking raise the roof fucking baby xenomorph fucking did
thought about
night.
the dancing baby from
the dancing baby, dude. I'm telling you.
If you're watching this, you don't know what that is. You're too young to be watching this show.
The dancing baby.
It is from Ally McBeal, the dancing baby, Ally McBeal, and that's definitely what I thought of when I saw that little fucker.
I agree.
And the little bastard. I do, however, really like the Facehugger in this movie. We see it at least
really
once.
Realistic.
Really, I feel like there was very. I feel like it was a practical.
I saw on Instagram, I believe it was, that they actually used seafood parts to make the Facehugger. So there was like lobsters incorporated and squids and stuff like that.
It has a crab kind of look.
Absolutely,
anyway.
it's a crustacean for sure.
Yeah, totally.
But not like an exoskeleton. Over it. It's very fleshy.
It's I feel like it's fleshy too. So we get shitty CGI, and then we get a cool Facehugger, and the fucking dude. Even the egg itself is old school. It opens up. You know that this is animatronics. You know that it's all this stuff, and I loved it.
It's got the spring-loaded.
Super nostalgic. It was awesome.
That was the awesome part.
It was great.
Like as soon as you went downstairs, you're like,
here it goes.
You see the eggs, you're like.
You're fucked.
It's fucking
You're
over.
fucked, Captain. So
I mean, who the fuck are they? I mean, they don't know.
They don't know.
We
don't
know,
shit.
but
they don't know shit.
And David's like,
David's
check
like,
it out.
Hey, what's in there?
David knew.
Let's take a peek.
Check it out.
Take a little peeky-poo.
Be the guinea pig.
Yeah, right? And he's like, hey, so this guy has been waiting. He's been waiting for a right specimen. Why don't you take a fucking look? Like, yeah, the right specimen's a fucking human host. So then we get kind of like a xenomorph, but it's not. It's a protomorph.
Well, it's being called a xenomorph.
but it's not quite yet.
But the fans are calling it a protomorph.
Because it's not quite yet.
We did not get a chest burster.
And we didn't have a queen. So where'd the eggs come from? That was a big question that we had.
Did David make the eggs? Where's the queen, if there is a queen?
Where did it come from? I think the queen might be fucking Elizabeth Shaw. But...
DNA, cells, whatever.
So at this point, we know David does all this shit. Whatever. And then there's Walter. And Walter is a good droid. He is a good bean.
He's an updated version of David.
He is. And David acts like he's fucking cool, but he's not. He's a dick.
This is where you have the movie kind of branches off to where you have something really cool going on over here, and you have something completely telegraphed over here. Something that for about, I want to say 35 to 40 minutes, you're like,
Oh, honey, I knew like the second it happened. If you don't want to know how the movie ends, stop right now. And here it goes. So it comes to the point where Walter and David are fighting each other.
Oh, let's not forget the flutes.
They play flutes. Why they're playing
for like
flutes?
15 minutes? We're playing flutes.
And it was like, and oh my God, remember when David kissed Walter?
Oh, they kissed.
They kissed. This Michael Fassbender guy kisses himself.
It was romantic.
There was a sex vibe. I don't know what was going on. So they're in this big brawl, and Walter's like, he's the good, and David's the dick, and then they're fighting, and then they leave you on this, is Walter going to kill David thing, and then...
And it looked like Walter had the upper hand.
Walter had the upper hand. He did. And then you have fucking... What's his face? Danny McBride comes in to save the day. He actually is coming in to save the day, which was kind of cool. I was really proud of that. He came in to save the day. And they jumped on the ship. And you could
call it cheesy, I don't give a fuck, xenomorph, the grown-up xenomorph, on the ship.
Jumps on the bottom of the ship.
Just fucking slobbering
this
like Beethoven all over the fucking ship.
And this is where the Alien movie begins.
Yes.
This is where
the third act,
I feel like...
The last third, this is where
I felt like I was watching an Alien movie.
And this is the little guy, the little fella. And not to mention...
What was the little black dude? The little one kind of looks like this.
It's a little razor roof motherfucker.
That wasn't the razor roof guy.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Really?
And not to mention there was another one that was attacked by a facehugger, and he was only on there for about a minute, and he threw the facehugger off. When the facehugger hit the wall, the facehugger sucked its fucking thing back in. So you know that it impregnated.
Yeah.
The guy. But that comes into play in a little bit.
The guy got like burnt in the face and shit too from the dick, like the balls, like the fucking one guy shot the balls of the facehugger and it like burnt his face with acid blood. Anyway, so
acid semen all over his face.
Yeah, fuck that. So then there's like the Sigourney Weaver chick who I can't remember her name now. Daniels. So Daniels, she's like, fuck this bitch. I'm gonna fucking get this bitch. And she does. She totally gets her.
But he's awesome, though.
He's cool.
The Xenomorph's fucking awesome.
Squished it like a fucking bug. Pretty sick. But Walter jumps on the fucking ship. Now, I have to say, I knew it was David. I knew it was David from the second they fucking turn around.
He's like, hey, I'm here. I'm going to help. I'm gonna get you back on the ship. I'm gonna
do all this shit. Yeah. And then they show him and he's like seriously concerned about what's going on. And then, I'm like, you're full of shit. Why are you putting on the show? Nobody's watching you.
But to me, the whole time, I'm like, this is David.
It's David.
This is David. You go back to Prometheus, the way he was.
Yeah.
He does not give a flying fuck about human life.
Zero conscience.
He wants to, much in the same way of his creator, he wants to become the creator. And in his eyes, the xenomorph is the perfect species to him. Mm-hmm. He has no connection to being a human.
No.
He's not human at all. He just happens to look like a human.
Yeah.
He has no human DNA.
Absolutely.
He's a fucking machine. He's synthetic.
Mm-hmm.
So, when he sees this is the perfect specimen. I mean, he doesn't even know that yet. Like, he just said, hey, I got these eggs down here. I got this fucking thing.
He spent 10 years on this planet.
Just waiting.
Pretty much by himself. He pulls up to this planet. Literally, he pulls up and is like a fucking drive-by fucking. He pulls up and he's like, fuck y'all.
He's just going to drop some fucking black
goo on you. And they're all Like fucking here comes our peeps.
Not like the little guy though.
No,
not like.
But they
fucking,
were like,
not like this guy right here. Hey.
Yeah.
Even
they kind of
horrible
like
CGI, but Jesus Christ, so fucking cute though. I can't get over it. I want a dancing xenomorph at a Super Bowl commercial. I can't fucking get over this fucking thing. And they have a NECA figure that I know I'm gonna end up getting. I just want it. I want to fucking turn it into like a fucking necklace. Or something.
A NECA necklace.
I don't know.
A NECA necklace.
Just raised the roof, dude. He's so happy. I don't know.
So David's
like, yeah, it's me.
David.
I'm gonna fucking. I just came out. I'm gonna eat a motherfucker. Give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna be full grown.
Like a little baby raptor.
Let's get jiggy with it.
Hey. So David shows up like a huge prick and like wipes out this whole fucking like race of things.
That's a flashback. Though.
It's a flashback. I mean, you see that for just a second. And then all these fucking creatures come out, and for 10 years, he's kind of working on this, whatever this is, and you get the idea in Prometheus that this is kind of what he wants to do because he's putting all of this stuff into motion. He does all these things.
Oh yeah,
totally. He does all these things, and the way that it films, though, you don't really know.
He spiked the drink that he gave to. He was playing pool. I forget his name in Prometheus. He spiked the drink with the black liquid, with the goo.
Yeah.
He spiked it and gave it to him. He was just bullshitting. Would you like a drink? He gives it to him.
Yeah.
He drinks it. He ends up being all fucked up. Mm-hmm. So
even though he doesn't have a connection
fucking
with
agenda
humanity,
for over a decade.
He's narcissistic as fuck. This narcissistic son of a bitch. So they end up fending off whatever this creature is. This is a protomorph. They get back to Covenant, and everything's cool, and everybody seems okay. And then they're getting ready to fucking take off to go to the planet they had originally gone to. But hella people short. But they have like 2,000 colonists on this.
But they do have another crew member in the medical ward.
Okay, the guy that had the fucking xeno dick on his face. Mm-hmm. Here comes the new fucking xenomorph thing. Explodes out of his body. All this shit.
And here comes one of two gripes that I have in this movie.
Go for it. I want to hear it. I want to hear gripes. I gripe a lot.
In Alien and Aliens, sex is always there.
Oh, this is my gripe too. But not sex. It's not actual sex.
Seeing Sigourney Weaver.
Alien doesn't do sex.
Seeing Sigourney Weaver in her underwear and her little tank top and, chest. Something sexual about that. Right?
Sure.
For me, as a kid, seeing that, something sexual.
It's just a woman in underwear and a tank top because she's fucking asleep.
And Rodriguez, a lot of people thought that Rodriguez was hot. Whatever, not my thing. And for some reason, a lot of people always thought that, like, the queen planting the eggs was sexual in some way. For some reason.
But maybe
it was me.
There were not naked people. There were not people
There's
having
sex. There's not people
sex.
fucking in any of the
There is no
movies.
gratuitous nudity in Aliens until you get to Alien Covenant and you get little tiny dog boobs.
20 seconds of small titties.
But first you get 45 seconds to a minute of fucking two people groping each other in the shower.
And you know what? That's fine. Okay.
I was irritated.
Sex sells. But I could have totally dealt with that until something. They're doing it. He's got her from behind.
No.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't behind. They were facing each other.
Were they facing each other? And you see the tail.
Upper leg.
Might have touched her vagina for a minute.
I could have. But either way, it was. You're
like, oh my god. It's like one of them things, like you cover your face, like, I don't. Come on.
Alien has always had a little bit more class than that.
Yeah. But the xenomorph was right there. Puts his jaw.
The inner mouth.
Right through the dude. Inner mouth. Right through the fucking head.
It was pretty sick.
So it's like 20 seconds like, fuck. And then BAM! It's over. Dude's dead.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Yeah.
We're on it.
Yeah.
And Danny McBride's character, Tennessee, and Daniels team up to take this fucking xenomorph
And they do.
out.
And they do it in pure alien fashion.
Mm-hmm.
They use the materials that they have around them.
And they send the fucker out to space.
Daniels, she is like, I may not be big and strong and tough, but I know exactly what the fuck I have on the ship, and I'm going to use it to my advantage. And she does. And she proves that she can be human, and she proves that she can be strong, and she proves that she can be vulnerable all at the same time.
And she wasn't the most attractive woman.
Absolutely. Just like
but
Sigourney
Weaver.
Weaver.
But she was cute.
Just like Sigourney Weaver. No, she's not.
Beautiful.
No,
Sorry.
No. She has big gawky eyes and a little weird nose and a little fucking
Sigourney
birdie
Weaver?
mouth. Yeah.
I don't know. Did it for me when I was younger.
Yeah, well, just because you saw her little boobies. But she's not traditionally pretty, and this woman's not traditionally pretty.
She's
either.
actually a little masculine. Honestly.
Just like Sigourney Weaver.
Well, I was talking about Sigourney Weaver.
They're a little androgynous, is what you're looking for.
Yeah, chicks with butt chins don't do it for me. And Catherine Waterston
has a butt chin. They're both a little androgynous, so they're both kind
Reminds me too much of Travolta there.
Little Travolta chin.
Little Travolta there.
So she kicks some ass, she does the thing that she needs to do, and then she gets back in her fucking pod thing, and finally, she realizes what we've known for 45 minutes.
Well, we're all getting ready to go to sleep. Tennessee, Danny McBride's already asleep.
They're all back in their pods. She's the captain now.
Well, we only have 2 people left and a couple, maybe like 1,900 crew or colonists.
But there's only 2 crew members left.
And half a dozen embryos. We'll get to that.
There are some embryos, some human embryos. So Daniels is like, "Hey, Walter, will you help me build my cabin?" And he just looks at her like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Well, like cabin, like because she had talked
to Walter about this cabin thing, and she's like, "Will you help me build my cabin?" And he just looks at her, and she's like, "The one on the lake." And then he just looks at her, and she's like,
"The lid's already shut."
"You fucking cocksucking son of a bitch, David. I know you're David because you don't know about my cabin."
And he puts her to sleep.
And she goes to sleep. And we've known that it's fucking David for 45 minutes. And that was irritating because it was so clear that it was David. They could have done a little bit better of job to make me wonder if it was David, but it was obvious it was. And then we see him barf up some very interesting little egg things with fucking little facehugger embryos.
Tiny facehugger embryos.
Like the itty bittiest facehugger embryos.
They almost look like those suckers that you get with like the scorpion in it.
They
That's
do.
They look like.
That's pretty much what they look like.
He barfed them up and he put them with the embryos.
With the human embryos. Mm-hmm. He did that.
Fucking
that's
pretty
what happened,
cool.
and that's kind of how we ended. And so, I mean, the story itself was cool. Some of the shit was stupid.
It's a thinker.
It could be.
It's like Prometheus. It's a thinker.
Well, I thought more about Prometheus than I did about anything else. And it makes me want to say, hey, can somebody just have me come write these movies? Because some of this shit is fucking stupid. So I feel like some of the shit, somebody just was like, man, hey, let's just throw this little scene in there because we don't have enough time.
Cheap thrills.
Kind of.
I think. And I think that maybe...
there were a lot of people who were trying to play on...
Well, maybe Ridley Scott's getting a little too old to be doing this. I mean, he's up there, but...
I don't know.
You know, all in all, I'm not going to say it's the worst Alien movie. I mean, I said it on Drunk Live that out of all of them, I put it at number 3 behind Aliens. I know that you're an Aliens fan. I'm an Alien fan.
So Aliens,
our number ones
Alien,
differ.
Prometheus. Yeah.
So you put Prometheus ahead of Alien Covenant.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I do,
and that's fine. That's
fine. I do because I felt like it was a better story.
Because it's a thinker.
It was for me. It was a better story.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of times when I was like, psh, yeah, right. They went on this planet with fucking helmets. They thought first.
The bad decisions
no
in the
helmets.
movie are hard to believe because they're all supposed to be scientists.
Exactly. 100%. Exactly. These people are supposed to be the best, the elite of fucking
I'm gonna
America.
Go have a cigarette.
And this is it.
I'm gonna go.
That was a joint. That guy. That was a joint.
I'm gonna go wash my hands and clean up. I'll be right back.
Right.
You know,
what the fuck?
So some of the stuff was definitely telegraphed, but overall, in the end, what the fuck are we there for? We're there for blood. We're there for a shit ton of fucking gore. We're there for fucking xenomorphs. That's what we want, right?
I was there for all that stuff.
And we're there for Danny McBride.
I was kind of there for James Franco, but I was there for. I was there for.
Did you say James Barbecue?
I did. I said that. No,
James Franco.
I did.
Oh.
Franco
on a stick.
I was there for what the fuck were we talking about? I drooled on myself right now. I was there for all of those cheap thrills and stuff because I am a horror fan. However, when I got Prometheus, I got a whole new backstory that I am so interested in.
Sci-fi thriller up here.
I got more of the sci-fi.
It's not the monster in the hallway.
Yeah. I got way more of the sci-fi shit with Prometheus, and I want more of that. And I think that they made a huge mistake in playing on these fucking fly-by-night fans who are just popping in for the cheap thrill.
They were mad about Prometheus.
They wanted
their alien.
That's it. People are like, well, why am I not scared? And I, as a fan of aliens, I have to say those are the type of people who like aliens over Alien. They want to be scared. They want to shoot 'em up. They want the fucking action. They want all that stuff. And I am a huge fan of Aliens, and the reason I am is because solely of Bill Paxton. Solely, 100%. That is the only reason why that's number one on my list. Alien is.
Why don't you put him in charge?
I will. I will. I absolutely will.
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see what the next few years brings. I mean, obviously, we're gonna get a sequel.
I want more. I want so much more.
I think that
information.
they need to need to calm down with the fucking CGI.
Yeah.
Try not to incorporate the sex.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong, and I'm a firm believer that the neomorph and a couple scenes with the protomorph, xenomorph, that was the dude in the suit.
There were lots of times I could tell it was the dude in the suit with a little CGI.
The little guy, and then the newborn neomorphs. Yeah, they were CGI. I mean, obviously.
So clearly CGI. So cons. In the beginning, there's some shitty CGI. In the beginning, not throughout the whole thing. Sex that didn't need to be there. Unfulfilled story, which, okay, we have another movie coming. I'll give it that. And there seems like there was one more thing. Not enough Franco.
My things are the sex thing.
Yeah.
We didn't need it.
No.
The little baby xenomorph.
Yeah.
CGI, not a fan. And honestly, it was too predictable.
There was a lot of predictability in it.
It was
very safe.
It was easy to figure out.
Yeah.
And there wasn't too much of a mystery with Prometheus, but I figured at the end there was like a lot more questions. And with this movie, I feel like maybe Ridley Scott tried to rush and answer a lot of these questions.
I felt that's a perfect word. I felt rushed.
Like he had to make the fans happy.
But I'm not happy.
And fuck the fans. Tell the story.
Here's the thing.
Tell the story.
Here's the thing. There are true fans who really want this information, and they want it. They don't want it now. They want it right, and
it's
they
like
want
Star
it well.
Wars. So George Lucas says, "Well, I'm just going to tell Anakin's story on the Phantom Menace." Okay. So we have one movie telling all this when we could have had two other movies telling the story of Anakin Skywalker to lead into A New Hope, which leads into Darth Vader. Why would you rush everything in the one movie?
Don't rush it.
Well, the fans...
Span it out.
It's what the fans want. The fans are upset.
Well, we say the fans, but we're not talking about all the fans. We're talking about... It's trolls. It's people
movie critics, honestly. I mean, I've listened to a lot of reviews today, and a lot of movie critics are bashing it, but I think a lot of movie critics maybe didn't watch Prometheus or didn't understand. I think a lot of this has to do with intelligence. that maybe you need to open up your mind a little bit.
That is a really loaded
and
thing to
watch
say,
Prometheus.
but I have to agree. There are as a thinking moviegoer, I want thinking stuff. I don't buy into cheap scares. I don't buy into jump scares. I don't buy into all that shit.
I just feel that he was forced to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has to do with Fox.
Yeah.
You know, getting on him, you know, some of the other producers and stuff like that, and the fans. I mean, it's got to weigh heavily when you're, when you're dealing with that. But I'm not gonna knock him for that. But I think that if it was his choice, he would take his time to tell the story. There's a lot, not so many questions with the xenomorph, because obviously it's canon now, you know, where the xenomorph comes from and all this. But the bigger question is, what's up with the engineers?
I want that
like,
movie.
What's
I want
going
that
on
information.
there? Like,
That's.
what
I
happened
feel
there?
like that's kind of what I wanted in this movie, and I mean,
you see the the space jockey and the ship and the engineer in Alien.
Yeah.
But Kane and Dallas, they're talking, Tom Skerritt, and Kane tells him, well, according to all this, blah blah blah, it's been around for over 1,000 years.
But okay.
But Prometheus and all this is supposed to be less than like 50 years before Alien.
Sure.
But yet there's eggs.
Yeah.
Where the ship is.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is going on here?
I really hope that they hash all that out and give us more information.
So there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, but
I think so.
We're running a little late. I'm getting hungry.
This is not quite the quickie that we said it would be.
Well, it's
this is kind of a drunk, long, and slow.
Well, I mean, this is a movie. It's a franchise that we care a lot about. I mean, to me, it's second in the fandom behind Star Wars. It always has been.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably had more Alien toys and trading cards and stuff like that than I did Star Wars growing up, because I always thought that the design was really cool, and to me, it's one of like the scariest villains.
Yeah.
Of all. They're fucking awesome. Let's do Sally B's, and then we can rate it among the franchise.
Okay, I'm going 3.5 Sally B's.
Okay.
3.5 Sally B's.
I'm gonna agree. I'm the same.
3.5.
So my thing is, and I know yours is gonna differ. 1979 Alien. Aliens. Alien Covenant. Prometheus. Alien Resurrection. Alien 3.
Really? Where does Alien versus Predator?
In the toilet.
I was just gonna say that. I
left that in the shitter before we started the show.
So I am definitely Aliens because of Bill Paxton.
Okay.
Only because of Bill Paxton. A huge fan.
I gotta agree, but there's nothing better than the original to me.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Alien.
Okay.
Prometheus. Covenant. 3. Resurrection.
3 over Resurrection.
3 over Resurrection.
Okay, that's cool. I wasn't a fan
I don't
of
like
all
Winona
them
Ryder.
CGI fucking...
I don't either.
But you like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I don't.
Not because of her, though.
But I like her as Lydia. And that's pretty much as far as she goes.
You just don't like her as a synthetic, huh?
I'm not really a big fan of her acting, to be honest. I even in Girl Interrupted, I liked her, but that's because that's kind of who I see her as just a ridiculous person. Honestly. I'm done. I'm good. We've taken this quickie to a whole new level. We've kind of gone for a twofer. This is a double header. Recliner seats at the movie theater is the invention of the gods, and if you have one in your area, please go see a movie.
It made the movie so much better.
Oh my gosh.
And I can't wait for that December release of The Last Jedi.
Absolutely.
Just to be in those reclining seats.
So
awesome.
if you can go see the Alien Covenant in a recliner seat, it makes things a lot easier.
And what's cool too is that
we were drunk when we saw the movie.
We had a couple beers out in the parking lot. But I did pre-order 2 figures from the movie. I got the Neomorph and the Xenomorph. They're on their way. They'll be here mid-June. We're going to do a fucking review.
Of the toys?
Absolutely. Why not?
Okay.
We'll put them on the show. We'll do a quickie. Review them.
Not a 50-minute quickie.
They do have an accessory pack of a couple of...
I just want the egg.
Eggs and Facehuggers. And they do have the little fella.
Oh my god.
Which I think at some point we're going to have to get it because she wants the eggs and I want the little fella. And I think I'm just going to put a little fucking hook in him and I'm going to wear him as a chain. Just raising the roof all the time, the little guy. He's going to be right here hanging out. My little Xenomorph buddy.
On that note, this fucking raise the roof Xenomorph motherfucker is KG. This is me. This has been a drunk, not quite so quickie. We will see you next time. Dude, don't melt me with your fucking breath.
Fuck.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.